afternoon, everyone. This is Dr. Diane Hill, Assistant Chancellor for University Community Partnerships at Rutgers University, Newark. Welcome to our first ever virtual Healthy Living series, Living Your Best Life Virtually. We are so glad that you are joining us today. Living Your Best Life Virtually is a partnership between Rutgers University, Newark, Office of University Community Partnerships, Advocates for Healthy Living Initiative, and partner organizations throughout Greater Newark and New Jersey. Over the next 5 weeks, we are partnering with you to eat, drink, and be healthy during and after COVID-19. Visit our website to learn about our Monday meditation, motivation, and music, our Wednesday wellness workshops, and our fun, fitness, and food Fridays. Please visit our website at oucpnewark.edu/AHLI-2020 to register, and be sure to invite your family and friends to join us each Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for an exciting menu of programs to help you to live your best life. Thank you for joining us.
All right, Gopi, once you release the screen, we are ready for you, Mr. DaCosta.
And I don't need to do into the section.
You can begin.
Good afternoon. My name is Keith DaCosta, and I'm the Managing Director of CareSpot Consulting. I will be your moderator for this afternoon session. We're looking forward to a wonderful hour, which will probably go very quickly. We have a dynamic panel of experts who's going to provide us pertinent, reliable information on COVID-19 and the resources that are available to our seniors living the best life that they can live during COVID-19. So this day's session is not going to be a discussion about gloom and doom. It's going to be a discussion about hope. We want to be able to give our community partners, our seniors, caretakers, and alike the pertinent information that's necessary to navigate our community through this process. So today, I'm very happy to be part of this wonderful, wonderful session, and I would like to move forward and introduce our panelists, dynamic panelists today. Our panelists consist of the directors of 3 of our major municipalities in New Jersey. Our first director that will be part of this session this afternoon. One, I would like to introduce our director, Mary Dawkins, Director of Senior Services for the wonderful township of Hillside, New Jersey. Good morning, good afternoon, rather, Mary.
Good afternoon, Keith. And how's our community doing today?
I believe our community is doing well and is going to do even better after this session.
Great. My name again is Mary Dawkins. I am the director of the Hillside Senior Center, located at 265 Hollywood Avenue in Hillside, New Jersey. We operate our center Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. The services that we currently provide is transportation within the township for our seniors to and from shopping, medical visits, social events. We also provide, through our collaboration, Seton Hall nursing students, Rutgers pharmaceutical students, that come in and present to our seniors pertinent information as relates to their well-being. Currently, we are collaborating with the Community Food Bank of New Jersey, of Hillside. We collaborate with the Union County United Way. Several of our resident town consumers also help with our seniors as well. So we're very happy to be here today and to talk about what's happening with our seniors during this COVID-19 pandemic. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Mary, and we're looking forward to this discussion. I would like to introduce our next panelist from the great city of East Orange, New Jersey, Ms. Rita Butts, Managing Director, Managing Division of Senior Services for the city of East Orange. Director Butts.
Ms. Rita, you have to unmute your phone.
Good afternoon, Ms.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for having me here. Dr. Hill, thank you, and thank Rutgers University. On behalf of Mayor Ted R. Green and the East Orange Municipal Council, I'd like to say we're getting through this event and this pandemic all together. The mayor likes to say that we are one city, one community, and we have goals. One goal in mind, and that's about progress. And we know that we can beat COVID-19 together. I am the manager here for the past 6 years, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. I'm so happy to get back to the community in which I grew up. I'm celebrating 50 years as an East Orange resident. I am so excited to help our seniors during this critical time period. Our services consist of recreational services, entitlement programs, health services. We have several social organizations here, Senior Volunteer Corporation, the East Orange Treasures, the Red Hatters. We offer a smorgasbord of things for our seniors. We have the East Orange Gospel Program, the Food Co-op. We have exercise classes, of course, our arts and crafts, bowling league. Everybody knows of our Silver Steppers, our drill team, our corner pockets, and our computer programming. However, right now we're holding out on a lot of our services and our seniors are missing it. But we're going to talk later on a little bit about our virtual programs in order to keep this segment of our situation here going. But I do want to make mention that I work under the direction of Dr. Monique Griffith. I hope that you hear her on the town hall meetings that our Mayor Ted R. Green hosts every Thursday. And she discusses our COVID-19 updates with our senior residents and all of the residents in the city of East Orange. We're located at 90 Halsted Street in East Orange, New Jersey, and we're open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. until 5 p.m. I'd like to tell you a little bit about our partners, if I can. We have several partners. We're partnering right now with the City of East Orange Department of Public Works, very important to what we're doing with our food program. Angels, the dedicated staff of our East Orange Senior Center, the Interfaith Food Pantry of the Oranges, the Community Food Bank of Hillside of New Jersey, the Essex County Prosecutor's Office, the Iota Phi Theta Fraternity, Montclair Drifters, Durstein's Food Distributors, MEN, the Common Market Food Distributors of Pennsylvania, and many, many more, which I hope I have the opportunity to talk about later on during this program. Thank you.
Thank you, Rita. Thank you so much. And we will discuss all of those programs on this call. So thank you so much. And last but never least, our director, Patrick Council, Director of Recreation, Cultural Affairs, and Senior Services for the great, great city of Newark, New Jersey, my home, my town. Patrick, Director, Council.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank Rutgers for putting this panel discussion together, which is essential to providing information and resources to our seniors and our greater community at large so that they can know what their role and responsibility is to our seasoned saints. Also want to thank the mayor of this great city, Mayor Raz J. Baraka. We are the preeminent senior services unit here in the state of New Jersey, being the largest city in the state of New Jersey. We offer a plethora of programming, and we just look forward to the discussion today about providing resources, care, concern, mental health issues, and all the things that we have to tackle to be able to make sure that our seniors realize that they're still relevant in this community and to be able to get them to push and continue to do all the things that is needed. We encourage them right now because of this little heat wave that everyone stay hydrated, which is very important. And then I'm just going to remind everyone again, especially if you're in Newark, please fill out your census. Census 2020 is very important. So again, thanks, Keith, and we look forward to moving forward with this dialogue.
Thank you so much, Director Counsel. And I'm glad that you brought up the census and how important it is that we complete our census and don't allow the fear of COVID-19 to stop you from fulfilling your civil duty and completing this census, how important it is. It determines how much resources we get for our community, resources for senior services, and for many members of our community to complete the census. I'm glad that you mentioned the census as well. Today, again, we're going to have a conversation with these three dynamic leaders in the field of senior services. And so what I would like to do is, one, talk about how important it is, senior services, and not just senior services, but senior centers. The senior centers are very important to all of our communities. And when we think about the senior services and why senior centers are so important, one, the senior centers provide reliable and accurate information to our community. It provides, and even the session today will provide real-time information on what's available, what resources and services is available for our seniors, our families, and our caretakers within our community. And it also will allow the seniors to hear from experts today on what is currently available to the seniors and how to navigate through this difficult time. We know that many of our seniors are worried, fearful of going out of the doors, fearful of accessing resources. But we hope that at the end of this session today that you will have a better sense of security, feel better about going out into the community and taking advantage of the resources that are available. The senior centers are a gathering place for our seniors to come together in fellowship and to see one another. So important, and that's a piece that they're really missing. Also, an access point to receive help and resources, i.e. recreation, health, safety, and it's a dedicated space for our seniors. And it's also an outlet for our seniors to voice their opinions and concerns. So the senior centers throughout Newark, East Orange, Hillside, and all of the communities within the state of New Jersey is vital to our senior community. With that said, and the panelists, I would like to dive right into some of the questions that we have today. And with respect to the panelists, the question is to all of the panelists. What changes have been made to address senior services within your municipality during the pandemic? And on top of that, I would like to know, how does that impact the access to those services for seniors and families within your respective municipality? And let's go with the ladies first. So Ms. Hawkins, I would like you to start, Ms. Dawkins, to answer that question first.
Yeah, what we have done in the, during this pandemic, under the leadership of Mayor Dahlia Overtrees, if we provide food services for our seniors, we assured during the beginning of the pandemic that every person that needed to have a home delivery of meals, that was taken care of for this office. We provided Union County with the list, and they provided the seniors with their meals Monday through Friday, and some Monday through Sunday. What we also do on 2 days of the week, we provide food services. We keep our office open with our staff, our support staff here, and we provide social services, information that they need going forward as far as rental assistance, medication, making sure that they're not going without their medication. We do an eyes on and make sure that we do touch our seniors at least 3-4 times a week between staff and myself. We have 2 staff members that go out every day, every Wednesday and Thursday, and they provide the food packages that are supplied to us either through the Community Food Bank, Union County Office of Urban Development. Some of our our manufacturers in town, Union Beverage, Ciabra's Grocers, they have also contributed to our seniors. So just to make sure that we do an eyes on, do a reassurance, a well check, we do make sure we have contact with them. Even though they can't come out to the building, we realize how the socialization is very important to them, and we do make phone calls to them just to make sure, you know, just that how you're doing, what you're doing, making sure that they're eating, making sure that they have their medications. Our driver has continued to work for our senior center, so if it's something we need to run and get taken care of for them, we do that as well.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Ms. Butts.
Yes. Hi. Yes, so very similar to Ms. Dawkins, we also provide food. We provide over 6,500 pre-boxed meals to our seniors. That's included in fresh vegetables, meats, fruits, and we're able to acquire this through our community, through our local corporate partners like Jerseys and the Common Food Market. And at the helm of this is an organization called the Inter-Food Pantry of the Oranges. If you don't know them, get to know who they are. They've been right there with us the entire time, ensuring that our families are fed. Not just fed non-perishable foods in cans, but these are fresh foods from our local farms to our tables, which is just wonderful. However, speaking of that, every Monday we acquire 600 pre-cooked meals from the community food bank. We distribute these meals to our most fragile seniors, especially those in our Home Friends program. These are enough meals to complete a week for them. So it's from the package to the microwave, so there's no cooking necessary. And we found this to be very, very good for them, and we're getting excellent feedback from our seniors. In addition to that, our transportation never stopped. Kudos to our drivers. In the midst of the pandemic, they continued to transport our seniors using social distances and ensuring that people had on masks to their doctor's appointments, to dialysis and things of that nature, which is very critical to the well-being of our seniors. We have a database in the city of East Orange. We have over 16,000 senior residents and growing. We have reached over 5,000 seniors through wellness calls to assess the well-being of our seniors, to find out how they're doing. Is there anything we can do for them? And we work as a city, as one. Every department has been a part of the calling process. It's not just senior services, whether it's the police department, whether it has been the court, or whatever. We distribute our database to them, and they make calls along with us. When we receive calls to indicate that there could be something going on with one of our seniors that's not quite right, we do what we call a quality of life inspection. We, along with a representative from every department in the city, will go and have a face-to-face meeting with that individual until we can assess what the situation is and go from there. In addition to that, we have a walk-up and drive-through food distribution, and that's where we give out most of those 6,500 boxes of food that we serve every week. And if seniors cannot get out, we deliver to them. So we've been very, very fortunate to continue those kind of services. We work hand in hand with our building tenant presidents, very key to getting the word out about the services that we have here in the city of East Orange in this office. They have been my #1 partners because they're able to discuss what's happening and what's available and act as a liaison between my office and those in senior buildings. For those in homes, we depend on people like our clergy and other social organizations and nonprofits in our city to assist us with getting the word out as well. We give out flyers during our food distribution programs, and we want to ensure that people understand. Again, I can't tell you how wonderful it has been to have the mayor do this weekly town hall meeting, because it certainly gets all of the information out about everything that's happening in the city to all residents. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Rita. And you actually answered quite a few questions that I have for you guys. But I would like to move to Director Pat's council. And I know that Newark is engaged in a lot of activities addressing all of the issues that Rita just spoke about, as well as Ms. Dawkins. So Patrick, could you give me an overview of what's happening in Newark and how is Newark responding in your department?
Yeah, absolutely. Just to keep it short again, both of the directors shared a great, robust amount of information that is mirroring some of the things that we have done in terms of making sure that we have success margins for our seniors during this pandemic season. And just to remind folks, we're still in a pandemic, right? So we haven't come out of it. We're still in it, but we're trying to move and live in accordance to this thing that we determined to be the new normal. But outside of wellness checks, meal distribution, partnering with entities such as ShopRite to distribute thousands and thousands of dollars worth of ShopRite cards to our seniors, and partnering with other food distributors, be it HelloFresh, and a large quantity of individuals to provide that individual care and guidance for groceries at our senior facilities, and dealing with even some of our residential seniors, checking in and calling to ensure the wellness of our seniors throughout the entirety of the city. And again, having the mayor probably have one of the largest kind of feedback conversations on its Facebook Live, and then having a very serious, robust testing process that we test all of our seniors in the senior buildings, senior facilities, and being very proactive about how to deal and how we dealt with this pandemic by creating a senior and nursing home task force that went out into senior facilities, senior buildings, and nursing homes to establish recommendations and protocols to set forth in terms of cleaning recommendations to the patient, and ensuring building compliance, and having all of those buildings, be it housing authority and private owners, work together with us in a very respectful manner to ensure the safety of our most precious cargo, which is our seniors. We've also started virtual programs. We have 8-week programs designed to engage all of our seniors here in the city, from arts and craft to board games, to Zumba, bingo, chair exercise, knitting, crochet, Spanish, just to cover a few. And so we continue to try to engage and reach out to our seniors to keep them active, even in our transportation piece, as well as ensuring that they get back and forth to medical services. And so during this pandemic, we've been operating Monday through Thursday, 8:30 to 4:30. On Wednesdays, we break down and we do a citywide food distribution to all of those individuals who may be in need of groceries and food services that has been outlaid by our mayor during his Facebook meetings, and so, which is very important. And so we just want people to continue to know where to gather and get resources from, how to connect with us, be a part of it. If you got any questions, I'm going to keep, spilling it out. 973-733-4392 is our number to our senior services office. We ask and encourage every senior in the city of Newark to call, be a part of it, sign up, get registered, take advantage of these services and opportunities. Again, 973-733-4392. And don't forget, Census 2020. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Patrick, and clearly you're used to this. And thank you. I was giving access for everyone to give their contact information to the listening and viewing audience. So with that said, I would go back to Rita. If you could, Rita, just give us the contact information, who folks should contact within the city of East Orange to access the robust services that you offer. Same thing to you as well, Ms. Dawkins. We are more than halfway point. And so I'm going to do a rapid speed session with asking some questions, because I would like to make sure we get all of our questions in before we have the Q&A component of this session. So with that said, could Rita as well as Ms. Dawkins please just give the contact information for your respective
Sure. Again, we're the East Orange Senior Services. And our phone number is 973-266-8832. Again, that's 973-266-8832. And anyone that answers our phone can assist you and direct you to the proper persons that you may need to speak with. We're located at 9090 Halsted Street, East Orange, New Jersey, 07018. So hopefully.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, yes, Keith. Our telephone number here is 908-355-8928. Email address is mdawkins@hillsidenj.us or dfarrell@hillsidenj.us. Someone will man those calls, emails. I receive 24 hours a day. Any information that they need, they can email me or they can call me on my cell at 973-223-1193. Unlike my sister and brother cities there, we don't have senior homes here. For housing, we do have all of our houses here are privately owned, or they're renters in homes. So we have we have to kind of collect that information in a different manner. I respect the fact that you have senior housing in both Newark and East Orange, and it's something that Mayor Patrice is really working on during her administration. But during this pandemic, we're still reaching out to the several homes. It's our staff here, Dana Farrell and myself, Al, we always make sure that we reach out to our seniors. We know them and they know how to reach us, whether it's Monday through Friday or Monday through Sunday. And we never turn our phones off to them, so they can always reach us. So thank you very much for that information. From the other senior centers, and if you have any of your residents that have family that's in Hillside, please by all means have them contact as well, and we will do the same.
Thank you so much, Ms. Dawkins. And that is so important. What happens in Newark affects Hillside. What happens in East Orange affects Newark. We are all one large community. And it's important, especially during these critical times, that we bring our collective resources and talents together to address the needs of our whole community, the greater Newark community. So thank you for that. I wanted to ask a particular question. As we know, with COVID-19, a lot of individuals, again, have been confined to their homes. Seniors are dealing with issues around isolation. But one of the issues that I know has increased as a result of COVID and many people being home is areas around senior abuse. And we know that those are issues that we were dealing with prior. And I know that through your departments, those are issues that do come up. How do, and this question is for every one of the panelists in your respective municipalities, could you tell me how do you respond to elder abuse if a citizen, family member, caretaker was to witness or sense that that is happening with one of our seniors? What should they do? How should they respond if they see or feel that something is not right? And it's important that we check on our seniors and look at their total well-being, but that is a particular concern for a lot of our seniors, especially when you go to the senior center. They're able to, by coming to the senior centers, they are able to speak to different representatives. They're able to share or may share the situation with one of their other seniors. But given COVID, how do we respond to that if we find that that is something that we see this happen? And that's for the whole panel.
What we do, if we suspect any senior abuse, we do speak with them, privately. We make sure that, there's some things, because of their age, sometimes you may think something is in their mind. But if you listen to them long enough, you'll find out what's reality and what's a fantasy. So we do that. We do talk to them. We talk to them over the phone. And we're fortunate enough to have a good extended family. The children of our seniors that attend here really take, for the most part, very good care of their parents. They contact and communicate with both Dana and myself. So if we do suspect something, we do After speaking to them, we contact the authorities within Union County to have them to do an investigation, because they really are more equipped to do that than we are in the home. So we, if we've had a chance to do that, we will contact someone else and just have them to, to speak to the seniors. But we have an open door policy here, so we want them to be able to sit down and talk to us. And if there's a concern, we'll try to address the concern, speak to the family member if it's a family member, and just to make sure that, just like I said, that it's a real situation, and then we'll move it forward to the proper authorities.
Okay, in my office, once we get a concern across the desk, we certainly, again, going back to the initial idea of the quality of life inspection, very important. Once we get where we're hearing abuse, we don't want much conversation over the telephone. We need to make a home visit. We need to take, we have several MSWs here, so they will go along with us, the social workers. We have a health inspector. And certainly we have our community policing and our police department, public safety. They will come along with us, and we're going to assess the matter. Once we assess the matter and find out that maybe no further actions are necessary, then the public safety department will take over from there. If there are further actions necessary, we will certainly be in touch with our adult protective services. And for the people that do not have the adult protective services telephone number here, it is 866-903-6287. In East Orange, I generally speak with a lady by the name of Miss Bell or Miss Rivera. Very important people. They will come out and investigate the matter to further make additional determinations about what needs to be done to resolve the issue.
Thank you so much, Rita. And Director Patrick, counsel.
Yeah, just real quickly, Keith, there's several factors. One is just dealing with the comfortability and assurance and trust of the senior, which is very important. So all of the technical things that both of my colleagues share are important in terms of having strong systems in place to deal with, domestic abuse and violence, which even if you say abuse, it still fits under the domestic criteria, but just trying to ensure the trust of the senior, which is very important because most of the abuse is not external, it's internal, right? It's done by people that they know, that they're aware of, and in their conversation, they're describing to you the abuse that they may not even recognize as being abuseful, right? So some of the grandkids or children may come over and take advantage of situations that they normally wouldn't take advantage of in other kind of lights or other kind of guidance and walks with people. So just making them aware of it, letting them be able to process what that kind of thing looks like, what that narrative is, so that we can begin to direct it to the right forces, right? Be it institutions that we may have to deal with internal domestic abuse or any kind of violence in that regard, or linking them into counseling resources, and then trying to find the best ways possible to get them to realize it. Because it's difficult to realize somebody that you've been loving and been with all your life, and you want to make sure it's right, that has been taking your money, using your identity, living in your apartment or staying in your house and won't leave. How do you move through those things? How do you deal with them? How do you have that conversation in a safe kind of space and environment so that they can begin to know that the entity that they're dealing with has their best interest at heart, but also is looking to kind of reconcile some of these issues. So these are a lot of factors that we can probably get deeper into on a whole nother panel discussion, and hopefully we can do that.
Thank you all, and this is a very important subject, and I know that this is part of the series next week. Our own Professor Louise Layton and a number of the panelists will be addressing this most important issue. So I just thank you guys for your response. We have 5 minutes before we get into our Q&A, and so what I'm going to ask I'm going to ask two more questions. I'm going to ask, could you keep your responses brief? And one of the areas that I wanted to focus on is, as you know, many of our seniors are reluctant to see their healthcare professional. They are postponing eye visits, regular medical visits, and the like. What is being done to ensure that seniors are able to connect to their medical professional during COVID-19? And the second question is, what testing in terms of COVID testing for the seniors? Are they being conducted in senior buildings? How are you ensuring that our seniors are able to get tested and get results quickly? That's the whole panel. And if we could answer that in less than a minute.
I guess with testing, that would have to come through our health department. And if there's anyone that's been in contact and if we're a family member with COVID-19, our health department do contact the individuals and they make arrangements for testing within Union County.
Okay, the City of East Orange has made available to all 15 of our senior buildings in the City of East Orange testing. There were companies that came there and tested our seniors that wanted to be tested for COVID-19. We continue to, as I said before, transport those who request transportation for medical, to see their medical providers. It's still available to them, as always, even during COVID-19.
Thank you, Rita, and Director Counsel.
Yes, Keith.
And Director Counsel, before you answer, Director Counsel, before you answer, we know that the City of Newark, being the largest city in the state of New Jersey, is the only city in the state of New Jersey health department that has its own federally qualified healthcare center. So Newark is quite fortunate. When answering your question, could you also elaborate a little bit on that partnership as the city comes together with the health department, your department? I know you guys work very closely together. So could you incorporate the health department into your response?
Yes, absolutely. As it relates to getting seniors to get out to see their healthcare professionals, we encourage them. We ask that everyone that is listening and under the sound of our voice, encourage them to get out. Call your different agencies and get them involved in terms of getting transportation. As you know, East Orange and Hillside as well talked about their transportation route. Newark also has transportation that we provide driving services to get our seniors back and forth to their medical appointments. So it's really important, and we're starting that movement. So please do so. Call 973-733. 4392 to get your medical appointment, get to see your healthcare physician, your eye doctor, get the dialysis, whatever the process that you need to get to. In terms of testing, we have a very robust testing component in the city. We're testing everywhere, right? We're in your backyard, we're in your front yard, wherever we go to ensure that you're testing, because testing is a needed commodity. And so we're encouraging people to test. We have over 10 sites in the city. We've tested a large group of folks in our senior buildings, as well as our privately owned senior buildings. And to our residential seniors, we have testing centers and sites within a walking distance or a short driving distance. And we work with our health department, who have the FQHCs, who provide not just testing services, but provide dental services, medical services, and free to all of those city residents that want to come and take a part of it. So it's important that you visit one of our federally qualified health centers here in the city of Newark. You can go to our website, newarknewjersey.gov, to get the information about our testing locations, as well as our FQHCs and how they're operating. So again, that you would know what is happening and what is going on, and then also be a part of the testing. If you have not been tested, do not be afraid. Get testing. Get tested. We're encouraging everyone, the same way we encourage you to do the census, we encourage you to get tested, so that the best way that we can continue to flatten the curve and continue to beat this number down is, one, mask up. We're encouraging folks to mask up, wear masks, get testing, and respect social distancing.
Yes, yes. That is great. And thank you so much, Director Counsel. And last question, and then we're going to go to the Q&A. And I could not, let this session end without really addressing this issue, which is really important. And it's about mental health. It's about isolation. And we know many of our seniors are alone. They was dealing with issues of isolation even prior to COVID, and that has just intensified. And I know that my mother struggles with that as well as an 85-year-old senior, and that we're constantly looking at ways to help her deal with the isolation and to limit that, to address that issue. So with respect to isolation and the impact of isolation on our seniors and mental health, could you, all the panelists, speak to that and how you are addressing that issue within your respective senior services? And Patrick, since you're on, I know Mary, we're going to let Patrick go first this time. Can you come back to the screen, Patrick?
Absolutely. So again, mental health is critical, especially dealing with our senior population, letting them know how valuable and important that they are in terms of making sure that they are loved, cared for, reached out to. I think we all spoke greatly about the importance of wellness checks and calls, getting folks engaged and letting them know that we're there for them, we care for them, to find out whatever resources or information that they may need, how to be able to do that. We encourage even their grandkids, children, or other siblings to reach out to each other during this time to connect and sharing that information. One of the things that we've been doing in the city of Newark as well is we have been offering small group programs in some of our senior buildings where we have at least 20 to 25 individuals come down and participate in programming, be it bingo, arts and craft, sip and paint, kind of small group activities that they can be a part of in a good, safe, socially distanced manner with their mask on, that they can be able to take part in this. Our virtual programs offer those other opportunities where you can continue to socialize and be a part of seeing your comrades and those that you have been with in some of the senior centers and our centers to find out what's been happening with them, what's been going on with them, and to stay in tune and stay in contact with what is happening and what is going on with them. And then as well as dealing with them in the areas of if they need to be able to speak to counselors or need to be able to speak to other individuals, to have some of our social workers on hand as we work with our health department, as we also work with our Shani Baraka Resource Center here, who have the counseling and components in place to put hands on individuals that need the kind of care and outreach that is needed. So these are the things that we're doing here in the city of Newark, and we encourage all of our residents, especially our seniors, that want to be a part of it. Again, call 973-733-4392, sign up, be a part of it, and make sure that your voice is heard.
Thank you so much. Ms. Dawkins?
What we have done is we've made referrals to Newark Beth Israel for our seniors who need to actually talk to someone. We can't excuse the fact that the mortality rate amongst seniors has been very high during this pandemic. So it's their friends. These are their friends, their colleagues, their table mates. So we encourage them to talk. We encourage to talk to them. We have a local florist in town. And because of the business is slow, she actually goes out and takes flowers to all of our seniors. So it's another set of eyes that's put on there. Our fire department go out. They'll help deliver food packages to our seniors. So it's just, along with our mayor, she presents every Monday a yoga via Zoom. We have some of our seniors that participate in that. On tomorrow, we're having a movie, socially distanced, of course, and the mayor did provide masks to a lot of our seniors. We had masks sent directly to their homes, or either they picked them up from the senior center. So we do try to, make outside referrals to them. So any of the clinicians that are more capable of handling these sensitive issues with the seniors, and talking to them and talking them through things. So we have to make sure that we do keep making the referrals, and then we follow up with them and make sure that they've had that either video call with their doctor or video call with one of the clinicians. So that's how we've been handling this during this pandemic.
Thank you so much. And Ms. Butts.
Yes. During the pandemic, there was a news report on Channel 2 about the city of East Orange and senior services and how we were providing for our seniors during the COVID time period, and which is still here, of course. And one of the senior residents that they interviewed talked about how lonely and how much he missed the good things that were going on at the center. And one thing that he said really kept him together was that, number one, there was a group that continued to pray together. They would call one another, and then they decided to have a noon prayer meeting. Also, he talked about the outreach services from our social workers, them calling and doing these wellness checks on one another and encouraging our seniors to do the same. So we continue to do those wellness checks. We continue to try to figure out how we can best help them. Yes, the virtual activities are wonderful, but they still miss that person-to-person contact. And we know that we have to continue to be limited in terms of our social activities. It's not over. We want our seniors to understand that. But at the same time, there are some programs that we can open and others that we can't, but we continue to work on virtual activities for our seniors. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, panelists. And we have just about 8 minutes left to go. And I do have a question that is also coming from our chat. And I'm going to combine this question with one of the questions that I had for the panelists as well. But before I get to that, one question real quick. What are the measures that are being taken to help seniors and others maintain safety protocols? Are you distributing masks, hand sanitizer? Are you having PSAs? What are some of the ways you are helping people maintain safety protocols? And is there a plan currently in development looking at this long term? And that question's for everyone. And if we can keep that response down to 60 seconds. And Rita, since you are on the screen, it's back on you.
Okay, absolutely. So we just had an opportunity to, number one, revise our budgets to include for PPE for our senior residents. And so, and prior to that, we were providing them with masks and gloves. During food distribution, we would put a little baggie in. They would have masks and gloves there. They could call the center. They can come by and pick up these kinds of things as well. In terms of social distancing, absolutely. We have what we call a PPE monitor and social distance monitor here on site, who ensures that we are keeping consistent with the protocol that has been set forth by our health director, Dr. Monique Griffith, and the mayor of the city of East Orange, Ted Green. Thank you.
And Mary.
As mentioned before, our mayor did provide masks or face coverings. We purchased them through our CDBG. We reappropriated some of our funds for CDBG and purchased some PPEs for our seniors. Masks, gloves, hand sanitizers, they're distributed. When we distribute food packages on Wednesdays, we always make sure, like Rita, they have a little baggie with the face covering in there, which we have some that are disposable, but we try to give out those that can be washed and reused again because they have a better purpose, more long life purpose for that dish. So we do provide those items to our seniors as well.
Thank you so much. And we have 5 minutes left. And so I want to pose this next question. It will be our last question. And it's also a combination because it's a question of the audience as well as it was one of my questions on the list. So I'm going to combine them. The audience wanted to know, are there any, in any of the cities planning, or any of the cities rather, partnering with volunteer entities to fulfill your mission? And how can nonprofits, corporations, and people continue to support the seniors and within your respective municipalities? How can they support your respective senior service departments and your work? and again, we're going to ask for how they can contact you. That's for everyone, and that's the last question. Director Counsel.
Yes, so we have a robust list of volunteers and partners who come and participate with us from the smallest to the largest, be it Whole Food, Audible, Panasonic, Rutgers here has been a great partner in terms of help and assistance as we move our senior agenda along. WellCare, we have a long range of partners who come and assist and partner with us in terms of the work that we have to do. The volunteer component is always helpful and grateful that individuals want to come in and be a part of helping and assisting in our centers as well in our program. So we're always apt at taking volunteers and having volunteers to come in and be a part of what it is that we're doing here in the city of Newark to continue to grow and groom our senior programs and all of the special programs that we offer and operate for our seniors. And we just encourage everyone that want to continue to partner with us and be a partner. We thank you first and foremost. To the mayor for wanting to partner with us and hanging there with us. And then we also encourage you to, if you want to be a partner, to reach out to us, 973-733-4392. And for those that want to register and sign up for our programs, we ask that you reach out, 973-733-4392.
Thank you so much. We have less than 3 minutes, and I'm going to ask Rita as well as Mary to answer that question, and could you keep your answers to less than 30 seconds? Thank you.
Thank you. Again, at the beginning, I introduced some of the volunteers that we have currently, but we welcome volunteers. Please contact us at 973-266-8832. Again, that is 973-266-8832. We welcome you. But I have to give, again, I've had these 2 great volunteers, and I have to give them kudos on this video, and that is my Department of Public Works and my Department of Public Safety. Amazing people have been here with us through thick and thin, and I thank them for it. But volunteers, come on, we're ready for you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rita. We have less than 2 minutes. Mary?
Yes, our phone number here is 908-355-8928. And yes, we have had a number of volunteers to come out and help us. Our firemen, our police, our department heads and department workers. Alongside with us is our Mayor Vertreese, who's come out on Wednesday and helped load boxes inside of trunks of cars and speak to our residents and the constituents in the town. So we welcome all of the volunteers. Please contact us. We just ensure that you make sure we promote social distancing and they are properly PPE'd. So thank you very much for this format. We really appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, I'd like to thank all of our panelists, dynamic panelists, and the great work that you are doing within your respective communities. We are all in this together. We are one village, and I'm just so thankful that you individuals, each one of you is at the helm at this particular time, guiding our seniors through this period. What I would like to, as we close, I would like to talk about our upcoming sessions that I'm so excited to share. Our next session, August the 5th, will be Senior Bullying, What to Do About Elder Abuse. So the conversation will continue, and those panel of experts will be able to share more information with respect to that. Again, our own Professor Louise Lady will be on this panel, and Ms. Bell, Director of Program Coordination for Adult Protection Services of Essex County, will be on the panel. And then our upcoming next panel will be a checkup from the neck up, okay? A checkup from the neck up. I mean, we're covering everything. And so that is very important during COVID-19. So one, I would like to thank Dr. Diane Hill and her team, Yvette, and everyone who's working behind the scenes, as well as within your respective offices, Director Counsel, Director Dawkins, and Manager Butts. Again, I would like to thank each and every one of you guys for participating in this conversation this afternoon.
And Keith, On behalf of the Office of University and Community Partnership, we want to thank you for taking the time out, for joining us, as well as our panelists. As Keith mentioned, we have an exciting itinerary for our last week is next week. So if you're on today, please, next week we're doing elder abuse and trauma. But this Friday, we have Sit and Fit at 12:30. We have Zumba at 1 and Healthy Salads by Gourmet Dining. So please join us, encourage someone else to join us. Stay active, stay engaged, and most of all, stay safe. Thank you for joining us, guys. Don't forget, fill out the survey you'll receive immediately after this session, and we hope to see you on Friday for Fun, Fitness, and Food Friday. Thank you all.
Thank you.